Morning, folks. My name is Hugh. I am part of the team at Single Social with Judith, and I want to share a little bit of my story. Basically, I've gone through lots and lots of changes. My main focal point being when I was 30 years old, I left a very bad relationship, and I had hopes of meeting someone and going back out in the world again. I hadn't had very much dating experience before that. This was my first ever girlfriend from the age of 23 to 30. So I was entering the world at 30 without much social skills and certainly not much ability to meet women. Basically, I spent the next 5 years trying to meet someone and be with someone, and nothing happened for 5 years. Nothing happened. I have no idea why. I know I had lots of personal psychological problems and mental health problems at the time. Perhaps might have been something. And for 5 years, every person I liked just didn't want to know, and it cut me up a lot. And, everything reached a certain head 5 years later. So when I was about 35, I had a nervous breakdown due to the pressures of work, and due to the fact I had no social life or love life, or no social life basically after work. So I would go to work, come home, go to work, come home. I weren't doing nothing much. I went out on the odd perhaps Saturday night sort of thing, but it was just nothing was happening. And this went on for quite a while. But I say, when I had the mental breakdown, everything rewired in my head, and I just somehow switched on this confidence where I just didn't care. The outcome didn't bother me no more. I would push, I would try out things and weren't bothered if it didn't get the right result. One of the more, I wouldn't say random things I did, but the first time I had some success was when I befriended a girl in a cake shop, of all places. And she was a Chinese girl from China and was a Chinese student. And I started trying out funny little, nice little techniques, little flirting techniques, little chit-chat techniques on this girl in this Chinese shop. In this cake shop, Sweetman's. I don't think it's no longer around. And basically we become friends, and, that was the first sign, and, I was basically, that was my second sort of girlfriend, And other things happened then, and I met other people and other things, and I've had other relationships along the way. And, everything in life is adapting and changing to situations, And, I'm not there yet with terms of meeting somebody, but I'm sort of at the point by which I'm just happy with friends now. If I meet someone, great. If I don't, it's no problem. The biggest, apart from the change I made when I was 30 and then 35 then, the biggest change that happened to me when I was 49. For many years, things didn't happen for me at various points, I was in the doldrums, as they call it, Trying to find my way, working, just figuring things out, And then when I was 49, I started going back to something which I always had an interest with, which was acting. And when I was 49, I found this amazing acting group on Facebook called South Wales Film Network. And, I started applying for acting jobs. And I had a few auditions and I had a few knockbacks. But I don't know what happened. I worked at it and I watched acting videos and studied it and did everything I could, to prep myself. And I started getting acting jobs. Not paid, but as a volunteer actor. And basically means they pay my travel expenses and they provide a lunch for me, right? Great. But the thing is with this is this. I started playing lead roles, which is normally you take years and years and years to build up lead roles. And I was getting lead roles. And the acting was just something that I was passionate about, that I rediscovered and become quite good at. And after I had my first role, I was just getting roles quite regularly, I was getting roles quite regularly. And this really helped my confidence because I had something interesting to talk about. Because people are interested in films, people are interested in music, and if you've got a passion or a skill, or you want to play an instrument, or you like acting, or you've got an interest in acting, or some other skill, crafting, making things, even though these things are something that you're passionate about, the trick is share your passions with people, right? You might find someone that, the most important thing to make you attractive to people is that you're positive and you've got something interesting about you, something you are passionate about, not necessarily work, although you can be lucky and, your work is your passion. All right, great. If it's your own business, for example, right? But we're talking about something creative, So really what's happened is, and when lockdown happened, this is another big change that happened. When lockdown happened, it's like the whole world reset itself. And I thought to myself, I need to do something here. And I had this idea in the background, because I used to do like a few poetry nights, read, make up some poems, write poems and share them. That was my first start of building my confidence up, of being in front of people. And then I had this idea on it that basically was gathering dust on my shelf about a funny little science fiction short film. And, basically I created a character called Gerald Kubrick. And I started producing videos as this character and developed this character. This character is an extension of me, but, it's an exaggerated version, And Gerald is not offensive, he's not mean, he's not meant to be anyhow, he says a few silly things. And this is another layer of something about me, which I discovered, which, not everyone gets. And then I started saying, when lockdown finished, and I'd done quite a lot of videos, my main thing that I was doing was what I call spoof videos. So I would I would go on Twitter, find out if a celebrity's birthday, and I'd send them a funny little video message, free. I'd just say, hello, this is Gerald, happy birthday, Pierce Brosnan, or whoever it is. And I know they probably didn't see it, but their fans probably saw it and thought it was funny. And then I started thinking, right, okay, I need to push myself a bit further. And that's another thing, see, friends. You've got to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. But you can do it in a safe way, in a gentle way, in a supportive way with the right people. So then I thought to myself, I've always wanted to have a go at stand-up comedy. Why don't I write some jokes down and just do some stand-up comedy at some open mic night? And that's what I started doing. I'd done like the Railway Inn. I'd done, Kick-Ass Comedy. And then I got asked to do, by John Collins, I got asked to do a little spot at his Giant Seagull event. And all of this is about pushing myself. And the thing is as well, the number one trick out there, right, is this. Everyone's objective, if they want to find some partner or a friend or whatever, everyone's objective is they want to meet somebody, right? But the trick is not to be end goal motivated, but just to present yourself the best way you can and not worry about the outcome. That's the main thing. Don't worry about the outcome. When I started doing stand-up comedy, I learned so much about myself. And I'd written these jokes. Most of it went okay, most of it went quite well as a first attempt. But I didn't think anyone would laugh. I was just doing it to push me. I was doing it for me, to see if I could go up there and do it and present it. I was just doing it to give myself a laugh and give myself a kick, thinking, I've done this. At least I did it. But the great thing was, a couple of people laughed and clapped and cheered. And I made a few great friends from it. And that's what I'm saying, friends, is the number one thing is you need to go outside. You need to meet people. You need to find people. If you go out with an open mind, right? If you go out with an open mind that you're going to meet someone, you will. I'm not saying relationship now. I mean human contact. If you go out and about with an open mind, obviously you've got to be careful. There's got to be caveats in place. You've got to, if you feel as if, this person needs a chat, the greatest people to talk with is old people. No disrespect, I'm probably old, right? You've got to find somewhere. If you go out with an open mind, I guarantee someone will ask you for help. If you go outside your house with a positive mind, say you walk into the shops and you're thinking, okay, I want to just engage or help one person today. Just engage with them. I don't want to force myself on somebody, but I'm just going to engage if I see a little opportunity. And that's the thing, friends. That's how you create the magic, right? This is my first level one of building confidence. This is my first level of advice. You will find someone who needs help if you go out with an open mind. Obviously, you've got to be there's certain caveats in place. You can't force help on people. You've got to make yourself available and say, hello, do you need help with that? Just do it in a gentle way. Because, of course, you're a total stranger to these people, you know. But this is what I'm basically saying, friends, is work on yourself. Discover your interests. Go out to events. If there's some idea you want to do, I'm pretty sure you can find, I know you can find somebody that will help you. If you want any help with acting, comedy, presenting a speech, or something like that, I will help in that with under Judith's guidance, under Judith's umbrella, right? And basically, this is what I'm saying, right? Find your passions. Push yourself a little bit further each time, right? Learn something. Have something interesting to talk about. Yeah? Every person's got a story. If you just ask them what the story is. An old person is full of stories, full of life lessons, and the golden trick with connecting with people is just to listen, right? We got 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means we need to do more listening and talking. Yeah? So that's my first little introduction to my own personal thoughts. When I created this character, I created a more confident version of myself. My overall confidence has really grown. I get approached by really respected people in the industry who do different things within the film and TV industry. I got really great friends, out of it, and they come to me for advice, and I'm thinking, my gosh, this person worked on major productions, what are they going to ask me about? But no, they obviously know that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to acting and how to get acting jobs. People know who you are. People get to know who you are online. If you've got something to say, done in a nice way and positive way, that's another little thing, people will get to know who you are online. But that's another thing, you see. So that's just a little basic intro into my story. When I went back to acting at 49, I've been on a new level of growth, a new level of development, and I'm able to switch on some magic, some charisma, Obviously, I wanted to explore this a lot more and perhaps script it out a little bit more with, and perhaps work with Judith to see if we want to build a little kind of image overhaul sort of thing, And nobody is meant to stay the same. Everyone develops. A child develops. A teenager develops. 20s you develop. 30s you're always developing and changing. And to simply stay the same is not how it's meant to be. You've got to adapt to situations. Whatever the situation is, you have to adapt to. Be it good, be it bad. Be it challenges at work. You've got to adapt. Obviously, work on yourself. Believe in yourself. That's the number one thing. And Anthony Hopkins done this amazing little video, and all he said was believe, believe, believe. Right? Obviously, you have to have some talent within and some abilities. That's what you've got to do. Work on your abilities. Work on your passions. If it's sport, that's what you're interested in. You could talk about sport. If it's fitness, sport, music, films, crocheting, knitting, pottery making, whatever it is, just blimmin' get involved with your passion. And you're going to find someone who's thinks, wow, that's brilliant. I mean, another thing for me, right, is this. Probably one of the best days of my life and the most out there experience I ever had, legally, of course, friends, was I managed to get a friend from a Hollywood actress, a working Hollywood actress, not an A-lister or blimmin', what's her name, Julie Roberts, nothing like that. She's just a working Hollywood actress in genre films, which is mainly what they call horror films, right? And I managed to have this little connection on Twitter, that's all. She sent me a friend request because I went to an event, and she was there to try to accumulate fans to watch her films and sort of thing. And she put a little message out saying, "Hi guys, I'm in London making a film. Anyone want to visit me?" So I said, right, I'm up for this, right? And so I sent her a message, "Yeah, all right, Jess, I'll meet you at about 2 o'clock in Planet Hollywood in Piccadilly, or whatever it is. I'll meet you at Planet Hollywood." "Brilliant," she goes. I gets on a bus, goes 4 hours on the bus, gets to London, gets on the tube, gets to Planet Hollywood, meets Jessica Cameron, has a blimmin' brilliant time. She's a lovely, beautiful woman, right? Actress. Okay, not famous, but, known in the genre, in the horror genre. Has a great meal, great little time, great little chat. Asked her about Los Angeles, And then she says to me, "Do you want to go to this thing, the London Gallery?" And I said, sorry, the National Gallery. I said, "What's that? I never even heard of it before." She said, "Let's go and have a little walk around the National Gallery. I'm really interested in art," she goes, which is a bit of a surprise to me because I thought she was into horror films, right? So me and Jessica Cameron walks around the National Gallery, and most of it is pictures of, posh men on horses and dogs and things, right? Really old pictures. And I thought, this is a bit, boring, right? So I'm walking around. All of a sudden, I turns a corner, and I sees blimmin' the Sunflowers Vincent van Gogh painting. And I'm looking at it, and there's 2 guards either side. It's well protected, and I'm thinking, my gosh, this is the real Vincent van Gogh Sunflowers. I turns to the left, and I sees another picture I recognise. Monet, Lilies. The real one. And I'm thinking, is this a fake one? Is this a pretend one? No, it's the real thing. And that's when I discovered then, I was like, I didn't know I was into art. I didn't know I liked art so much. I'd never been into art. I couldn't do art at school. But I discovered then I got an interest in art. And I'm no art expert by no means. I just look at a picture and think, yeah, I like that. Salvador Dali, right? Blimmin'. All right, he's a bit an odd character. But the picture's blimmin' amazing. Really weird and strange, right? And that added another level of something that I'm interested in. I'm not expert, but it's a story I can tell. And my trip to London to meet Jess was a kind of milestone for me, thinking, oh my gosh, I've come from the worst, darkest place, and here I am, and with a lovely, talented actress who's a filmmaker as well, making her own films, a genre actress known in the horror community, and I'm sitting here eating lunch with her in blinking Planet Hollywood, which is no longer there, unfortunately, I don't think. Going to the London Gallery, having a little chit-chat with her, seeing her just before she made a film, giving a little hug, just to say goodbye. And I'm thinking, wow, And the funny thing was, is she goes, "Oh, so you live in London then?" I said, "No," I said, "I've come from another country to see you. I've come from Wales." And she didn't know what Wales was. And I said, Wales is just basically the left side of England, And what a brilliant day, And I'll never forget that day, because that was just the ultimate for me. But there's going to be other brilliant things that happen, And that's what I'm saying, friends. Work on yourself, develop your interests, develop your passions, connect with people, be kind to people, be positive to people, listen to people, listen more than what you talk. Yeah, because if you listen to people, that shows you're interested in them. And be genuinely interested. Don't act as if you're interested. Be interested in what they got to say. Because some people can give you pure gold. They can teach you lessons which you never ever would learn. Because these people have lived it. So this is what I'm saying, friends. Be open out there. Go out into the world with an open mind. Not everything is bad out there. Go out with an open mind and think, okay, I'm going to try and help somebody today or talk to somebody today. I'm not going to force myself on somebody. I'm going to try and engage with somebody. Start off with the person who works in the shop. Whatever they do. "Hello, can I have a lottery ticket, please? Thanks so much." And you know what, right? This is how we can tell the good people out there. The people who want human interaction. When you buy a lottery ticket, the really good people, right? I know it's a hard job working in retail. I've done it myself. When you say, "Can I have a lottery ticket?" and they say, "Good luck for tonight, mate." Yeah? That means you're a good person. And you say, thanks so much, my friend. And do you know what? I make a mental note and I'm thinking, okay, if I win, you're going to get something. All right, I'm not likely to win. But this is what I'm saying. Give out positivity. You will be amazed if you go around with a positive mindset. And let's be honest with you, I suffer with mental health. But if you go out with a positive mindset as much as you can, no matter what's happened in your life, and you want to help somebody and you want to do some good, you're going to find people who need your help. Just a kind word. Some of the things that happened to me, you wouldn't believe. You know, I don't want to talk about them all here, but when somebody's just literally walked out to the dark and said, I need help, right? And you just, because you're ready in the moment, you say, okay, sit down, I'll talk to you for 5 minutes. I'll tell you what the score is. Because I've acquired lots of knowledge about certain things, about people who've gone through bad things. So this is what I'm saying, friends. As I say, positivity, go out with an open mind. You know, go out with a view of trying to help somebody, talk to somebody, thank the person in the shop. Make an extra effort. Thanks so much for all your help. Thank you, you've been brilliant. Right? You could even start it off with, if you talk to someone online, you know, in terms of like, you know, you're talking to a company or someone on the phone, thanks so much for your help. You'd be amazed how far this goes. I'm going to give you another example, friends. There's this coffee shop, mobile coffee shop business around Swansea, right? They operate from vans. And I'm thinking, right, okay, I haven't got much money, right, okay, what have I got? So I've said, you know, I've chatted with a person, you know, behind the counter who's very, very quiet, not many people coming through. Obviously, it's on a main walkway, you know, there's not many people coming through. And I said, you know, what have you got for £1? And she goes, oh, one Welsh cake. I said, all right, okay. So I'm just chit-chatting away, and I said, right, okay. So I'm thinking to myself, and I'm not trying to manipulate anybody. And I just start engaging with them, chit-chatting and things like this, like, you know, and asking about, you know, just being very careful and asking about their lives a little bit. Just say, oh, you know, thanks so much for your help. Oh, you know, what are you really into? You know, what do you like? Like, what, you know, and they'll tell you, oh, I like music or I like fashion or just nothing flirtatious, nothing inappropriate. And then you say, oh, can I have, you know, I'll have a Welsh cake, please. And you know, that person then put an extra one in. I'm gone, yeah. I didn't even have any aim to try and get anything free. But if my mother says the funny man always wins, which is true, but the kind man always wins. The person who's kind always wins. The person who engages and communicates, treats someone like a human being, shows an interest in someone. That's the difference, my friends. Most people out there, and one of the most craziest things I've done was busking, right? I think I didn't do it this year because I wasn't well enough. Last year I had to go of it. I thought I'm going to go out with all my equipment and do a silly little show on April Fool's Day for a gag. Set up all my equipment by the quadrant, right, which is rougher, tougher spots you can be in. I thought I'm going to push myself here, I'm going to see how far I can go. Set up my equipment, starts playing some silly songs. At the beginning it sounded rubbish. I started getting better and better, right? But my confidence grew and I think, you know, there was the usual characters there. You know, and you know, like the music I was doing, it was sort of, you know, slightly sort of chilled out keyboard music, yeah. But I built my confidence. I pushed myself, you know. I took myself right out of my comfort zone, you know. And that's what I'm saying, friends. You know, do it safely. Do it with, you know, practice and work on whatever you're doing, you know. But that's what I'm simply saying, friends. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Do it gently. Don't do it in the extreme. Work on yourself, work on what you're trying to create, you know, and join something that you're interested in. There's plenty of groups. Probably the most brilliant, amazing thing that's ever been invented is the internet and Facebook, you know, because everything you need you can find on internet or Facebook, pretty much anything you want. Anything you're interested in, there's a group for it. Join the group. The group will support you. You know, if they're good people. So there we are, friends. Send you the best out there. I know this is a bit random, this video. I've tried to put some structure to it. So send you the best out there, friends. And talk to me or Judith anytime you want. And we will help you on your journey. But humans are meant to adapt and change. That's how we got where we are today, through adapting and changing. Right? You don't have to stay the same. I'm not the same person now I was when I was 23. I'm still at the core of the same person, but I'm upgraded now. I call it I'm 2.0, you know, because I've pushed myself and I've learned and I've adapted and I've put myself in crazy situations, safe ones, you know, and I feel more rounded from it. Yes, I have moments when I have a crisis of confidence. Everyone does, you know, but that's the main thing, is you've got to keep pushing yourself forward and you've got to try and have a positive mindset. All right, friends, take care now. All the best. And if you need any other further advice or help or questions, please message Judith. Thank you. Bye-bye.